Hello, and welcome to Latin Home. My name is Jacob Jung, and it is an honor and pleasure to be teaching you today. Today we will be learning about Latin verbs in the imperfect tense. These verbs shows an action that happened or occurred in the past, but may be still going on. To form the imperfect tense, you will identify the present stem, then add the ending ba, and add the personal endings to the stem, such as mst, mus, tis, and t. Or in other words of saying, to form the imperfect tense, you will find the present stem. I will tell you how to do that later on. And add the endings bambas, ba, bamus, batis, bant. Now these are the English translations: I, you, he, sa, she, sa, it, we, y'all, or you all, and they. And if you've seen my previous video, the present tense verbs, then you would notice that these are the same English translations. Notice the black box on the top below the person singular and plural, which has three words in it: was, kept, and were. These three words are going to be the main three words that we use to translate imperfect verbs. So, for example, I was, you were, he slash she slash it kept. And always there's going to be a verb with an ing after it. Now the conjugation endings are the same. First is o, are, awi, atus. Second is eo, long, ere, ui, itus. Third is o, ere, blank, blank. Third io is io, ere, blank, blank. Fourth is io, ire, iwi, itus. Now let's take a first conjugation verb. In this case, amo, amare, ami, amawi, amatus, which means to like slash love. Now, for translating imperfect tense verbs, you do not use the first principle part first. You look at the second principle part and take out the re and place it down. So we'll be left with ama. So it's ame, ama, 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 ama. And then you will just end the endings of imperfect tense verbs, which is bam, bas, ba, bamus, batis, bant. So when you're done, it should look like amabam, I was loving. Amabas, you were loving. Amabat, he slash she slash it was loving. Amabamus, we were loving. Amabatis, we all were loving. Amabat, they were loving. Now let's take a second conjugation verb, in this case, habeo, habere, habui, habitus, which means to have or hold. Now you will look at the second principle part, take out the re and drop it all down, and it's literally the same thing, the same concept of conjugating as first conjugation verbs. When you're done, you should end up with habebam, I was having. Habebas, you were having. Habebat, he slash she slash it were having. Habebamus, we were having. Habebatis, y'all were having. Habebant, they were having. Now let's take a third conjugation verb, in this case, mito, mitere, misi, misus, which means to send. And you will look at the second principle part, take out the re and drop it all down, and just add the imperfect conjugation endings. And when you're done, it should look like miteban, I was sending. Mitebas, you were sending. Mitebat, he slash she slash it was sending. Mitebamis, we were sending. Mitebatis, y'all were sending. And mitebat, they were sending. Now let's take a third io verb. In this case, yakio, yakere, yeki, yaktus, which means to throw. Now you look at the second principle part and take out the ere, and you will add an ie before everything and just add the conjugation endings. So when you're done, you should have yakie bam, I was throwing. Yakie bas, you were throwing. Yakie bat, he slash she slash it was throwing. Yakie bamus, we were throwing. Yakie batis, which means y'all were throwing. Yakie bant, they were throwing. Now the fourth conjugation verbs have the same concept. You would look at the second principle part, take out the re, and you just add an e and then the corresponding endings. So when you're done, you should have adiebam, I was hearing. Adiebas, you were hearing. Adiebat, he slash she slash it was hearing. Adiebamus, we were hearing. Adiebatis, y'all were hearing. Adiebant, they were hearing. Now let's take a step further and go to the irregular verbs. In this case, sum esse fui futurum, which means to be. These verbs, this irregular verb is conjugated such as eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratis, erant. Now let's go to possum, posse, potui, potentum, which means to be able. This irregular verb is conjugated as poteran, poteras, poterat, poteramus, poteratis, poterant. Now let's take another irregular verb, in this case volo, vele, volui, voluitum, which means I wish or want. And it goes such as volebam, volebas, volebat, volebamus, volebatis, volebant. And let's take another one, nolo, nole, nolui, nolitum, which means I do not wish or want. It goes like nolebam, nolebas, nolebat, nolebamus, nolebatis, nolebant. And an easy way for me to memorize the difference between nolo and volo is they're literally the same thing except for the beginning letter. For volo, it's V, of course, because volo is spelled with a V-O-L-O. And nolo is spelled with an N, so it's literally the same endings, except the first letter of each conjugation part is different. Now let's look at another irregular verb, in this case fero, fere, tuli, latus, which means to bring or carry. And it goes like fereban, ferebas, ferebat, ferebamus, ferebatis, ferebant. Now let's take another irregular verb, eo, ire, iwi, itus, which means to go. And it goes like ibam, ibas, ibat, ibamus, ibatis, ibant. Now these are the citations that I used to create this citation, and I hope that I could help you with this presentation. And good luck in your Latin journey, my Latin peers. Good luck and have fun.